your mouth. Oh no. Hello, welcome back to WendyPaulet Consults TV. I'm Chinwe. This is the 7th episode of the Business Secret from the Bible series. If you've been following the series, welcome back. But if this is your first time on our channel, find the previous videos and watch so you can follow up with what we're talking about. In the last episode, episode number 6, we stopped at secret number 18. So in this episode, we are going to be starting from secret number 19. Secret number 19. Vision is necessary. Sharing that vision is not always necessary. This one is so self-explanatory that even if I don't make any comment about it, you're going to still understand. But I'll still comment though. Moving on to the topic. A lot of times, most people fall short on the promises they make to themselves, not because they were not hardworking enough to achieve it, but because they talked too much about it. When you have a dream or a vision about something, you set your goals and map out your plan. It is very necessary to keep it to yourself and probably the people you are working closely with on the vision. One of the major reasons why this is advised is because of something we all have experienced one time or the other. Everyone seems to have their opinion and is constantly looking for opportunities to share it with others or just shove it down someone else's throat. So when you're living in a world like that, you have to be very careful what you share with other people, because even if you don't ask for it, people are going to comment on whatever you tell them. Whether you ask them for their opinion or not, they're going to tell you what they think. They'll criticize you. They'll just tell you their opinion, and you might not be ready for it. Personally, I think majority of people find it difficult to just listen for the sake of listening. Why is that though? Why do most people always feel the need to counter your point or just plainly tell you you're getting it all wrong? This is part of the reason why I avoid sharing my opinions in some gatherings. Like, if you're going to say something about what I've said, why not say it as it concerns you, not trying to diffuse the points I just made. My friends will tell me, we're just gisting. I'll be like, nah, man, this one has turned to argument. So this is not how you gist. You don't gist by counting each other's points. You gist by listening and then contributing and progressing on the discussion. It's like people always try to put you in that corner where you constantly have to keep defending yourself. I think we should be more accommodating of each other's opinion without feeling the need to trump it. Some will say it's constructive criticism, but all that is just English. If you are so good at constructively criticizing, why didn't you come up with the idea first in all its perfection? Because the truth is that when you lend your criticism to someone that is sharing their ideas with you in all enthusiasm, all you do is kill their morale, because they're not ready to hear your criticism. They're just sharing an idea that probably just entered their head. And that is why this secret is bringing this critical wisdom to our notice. It's not necessary to share your vision or your idea immediately you get it or even as you're developing it. All it will make you do is defend it instead of build it up. Take the time to develop your ideas and your vision, research about it, explore various options so that when you're ready to share it with other people, no outside opinions will mess with your confidence. Another major reason why it is very important to keep your ideas and your vision to yourself is because you're the only one that gets it. And sharing it with other people prematurely is like forcing a blind man to look at what he cannot see. I discussed this concept in one of my old videos where I was discussing starting small in business. I'll link the video in the description box below so you can watch it and see what I talked about there. Check the dictionary for the meaning of vision. It will tell you that vision is the ability to think about or plan the future with imagination. And we all know imagination is as unreal as it gets. So imagine pitching your imagination to people as a business idea. Like, they'll look at you like, cool. And you can't blame them because you're forcing them to see something that only exists in your mind. Having a vision can be compared to seeing something from the peak of a mountain. It's so clear and comprehensive to the person watching it. You know and can see the beginning and the end of it. You might not be able to see the details of it, but you have an idea of what it's all about. So for the sake of figuring out all the details, keep it to yourself and nurture it until it bangs into reality like a big bang. A big bang. You don't need to prove or convince people you're smart by going about talking in riddles. Like, there are more visual people than you think could. No one wants the audio. We are here for the visuals. And until you're ready with something to show us that we can see with our koro eyes, keep your vision 2020 to yourself. For your own sake. Secret number 2, the most important organ of leadership is your mouth. I think the reason why the author pointed this out is because he understands how effective communication can inspire people. If you check it, hypnotics use the combination of sounds and sights to hypnotize people. And the reason why this is so effective is because of the rhythmic balance it brings to the subject's consciousness. The ears are what brings balance to our body. And when you're able to capture people's attention, you can easily get their complete senses focused on you. And then you can effectively convey your message. In addition to your mouth, your actions and your intentions also play a big role in your ability to lead. I believe a leader is one who inspires or one who pioneers a movement or anything. And before you're able to lead anyone, you must be able to lead yourself first. So it goes beyond appointments and titles. That's why you hear stuff like business leader, thought leader, etc. I consider you a leader if you are intentional in all you do. You are confident in who you are decisive, and your lifestyle inspires even if it's just one person to be themselves. The best aspect of leading is in inspiring a movement, not in getting followers. Honestly, I think if as a leader all you have are loyal followers, then you need to rethink your leadership strategy because leadership inspires. And by that, I mean that you're being your authentic self, you're being yourself in all aspects, that it makes other people around you want to be themselves too. So it goes beyond what that might do. It's all about your charisma and who you are in general. Secret number 21 to 24. Yeah, I'm going to talk about the four of them together because they all talk about change. 21, change is very scary. I found that change is a very intimidating word. What do you think? Everyone likes where it's convenient and familiar. But the funny thing is that people don't realize how much they change every single day of their life. It's crazy. Every day of your life, you're changing. Change is dynamic. It's something that we'll all keep facing until we transition into glory. I think most people get scared of change when they're able to quantify it. But it's not something to be scared of at all. It's what life is about. Change is about growth. It's about expansion. Do you understand? When you're able to quantify the change you want to make, it helps you to be more aware of your life and your activities. Let me give you an instance where I say people get scared of an unexpected change they need to make when they quantify it. Imagine if you had to plan your growth from childhood to where you are now. If you line up the pictures of you when you were a child to who you are right now, it will definitely blow your mind because that baby has changed. That baby is no more. You can't find that baby in that picture anywhere in this world again. That teenager is no more. Like, it's now you that is now. So you can imagine how much you've changed. So what if you were the one involved in the planning of the change that was going to happen to your life? I bet all of us will still be toddlers because we're just like, man, forget this one. I'm going to be a child for life. It's childish behavior. But because you were not involved in the planning process, you didn't fuss about it. You just let it happen. You understand? I use this example because anytime change is calling you, change of any kind, whether in your business or your personal life, it means that you're ready to grow. So just go for it. If you don't go for it, you might as well die because if you're not growing, you're dying. I want you to ease up a bit about the way you see change. If your business has gotten to the point where the strategies you used in 2015 is no longer working in 2018, change is calling you, pick up the phone. If you're at a job that depresses you and all you do is lash out on other people how frustrating and depressing your life is, change is calling you, pick up the phone. As painful as change can be, it often contains the seed of great benefit. I bet you've heard this statement from somewhere else. Step out of your comfort zone. I believe what it means is that you should have faith in the process and take the unfamiliar path that is calling you to something new and unexplored. And when you're going to where you've never gone before, it's natural for you to hit bombs or trip a little. But the beauty is in discovering all the precious stones you pick up when you fall. I know change can be painful, but the pain is only there because it's new. For those of you that make your hair, you know how painful a new hair is. But when they're sewing in those tracks or laying those braids, you just hold still like, yeah, I'm strong. I'm not even going to cry. I'm not even going to cry because you know how beautiful you'll be at the end of it. Do you understand? That's what change is all about. You will always find that glimpse of light ahead of you when you are pushing yourself towards something you're not so used to. And that's what you should focus on. I would like to put a disclaimer here. Notice how I said you will notice a glimpse of light. Like you have an idea of what you're getting out of the process. Not when you'll be dying, you'll be there forming for Kogan. Be wise enough to know when something is serving you and when it's not. If you don't think there's a future in it, let it go. If it's not making you a better person, let it go. Okay? Because change is a constant reality. Life is better depicted by a video than a photograph. A picture is nothing but a moment in time. You might have more than 1,000 words to say about it, but they won't be definite. For example, if you see a picture of me chilling with my friends, you might have 1,001,001 things to say about it, but you won't be sure of any of them because there are so many things that happen prior to taking the picture and even after taking the picture. So whatever you're going to be describing about the picture will be all about your perception, assumptions, and so many indefinitions. Do you understand? Whereas the video of me chilling with my friends, you can see the movement, hear the discussion, vibe of the energy, and be able to come up with a more succinct definition of what the situation is about. The point I'm trying to make here is that you should take the time to assess a situation before you jump into conclusions about it. Because change is a constant reality and life is not depicted by a video. By that, I mean there are so many sides to a story. There are as many perspectives to an idea or concept as there are many people on this planet. And what is true today can be false tomorrow. What worked in the morning might not work in the afternoon. Things are constantly changing, so you have to consider the context, the mood, the energy, the intention, and so many other factors before you make your conclusions. The more that things change, the more we must depend on those things that never change. Honestly, I'm yet to see something that never changes in this world. Everything changes from our weather to our physiology to our mindset to our culture to our fashion to our lifestyle. You name it. Everything is sort of in this constant transition, or I could call it evolution. So I depend so much on what I know about change. Nothing is permanent. If you are waiting for tomorrow to make a decision that you know is so perfect for you to make today, come tomorrow, that decision might have changed from what you know it to be today. Change is inevitable. So our best bet is to ride the wave of change and grow with time. This is where the 7th episode of Business Read from the Bible ends. That's all I have for you in this video. I hope you found it really useful. If you like this video and want to see more of it, all you have to do is subscribe to our channel and you get updates whenever we upload our weekly videos. But first, you have to turn on your notification. You can also join our newsletter via the link in the description box below and you get notified whenever we upload our weekly videos. You get a business plan template once you sign up, free materials and personal updates from me that I just don't share anywhere else. If you enjoyed this video, like and share with your friends. You never know who you might be helping. Thank you so much for watching. See you in our next video.